Powered by Riverside.
It's the Dynasty front office, and we are building you championships one trade at a time. I'm your host, Jesse Schneeman, and I'm here with the two best friends anyone could ever have. Mike Casper's on assignment this week, starting with the auspicious Austin Bell. How you doing tonight, Austin?
I'm great, Jesse. How are you?
I'm excellent. Had a little nap. Not as good as last week. Little nap this week. Just enough.
About 30 minutes.
45, yeah, something like that. Just enough to wake up, watch the Phillies close out their opening day victory. It was beautiful.
Okay, nice.
How are you?
I'm good, man.
Everything going well?
Yeah, everything's good. About to watch as much basketball as I can this weekend for one more weekend until it slows down on the college side. But yeah, I'm good.
Nice.
Hornets beat the Knicks tonight. Who would have thought? So getting close to actually not being in a play-in, which is crazy. They're only a game and a half behind for the 6th seed.
Behind the Sixers?
No, they're a half a game behind the Sixers or tied. I can't remember.
And we play Saturday night.
Uh-huh.
That's a big game. Embiid and Paul George are back. No Maxey, though.
Yeah, so it's pretty crazy the Hornets have a chance to skip the play-in.
Khan's been amazing.
Yeah.
Historic.
26-11-8 tonight.
Wow, nice. Congrats on that pick.
Oh, thank you.
Right on. And my main man, Chad Mendoza. How you doing tonight, Chad?
I'm good, man. I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I was sick the last few days, and I felt like I was dying. But I think I was just a stomach bug. So I'm a wimp.
What? No, that'll take down even the biggest man.
Yes.
Yeah. Welcome back to the world of the living. Yeah. So I tonight, my wife went to opening day of the Orioles, and on her way home, stopped at McDonald's and got me a big arch burger. Tried that for the first time. Have you guys had it?
How big was the bite? Your first one?
That's pretty big. I got a big mouth.
Like
as everybody knows.
2, 3, 4 times the CEO?
Huh?
Oh, Jesse doesn't know. No, there's so on social media, so I thought this is why you were bringing it up, but
No.
on social media, it became like a big viral thing when they introduced that burger. The CEO made a video about it, kind of talking about it, and he goes, "Oh, I'm going in for a bite," and he takes this small little bite, and he just has this look of disgust on his face, and he keeps calling it the new product.
I have to say I don't recommend. I didn't like it. I mean, I love McDonald's too, so I mean, I'd rather just have a Big Mac.
Well, the guy in charge of it won't even call it food, so
yeah. The aftertaste is not good, and it was just it's real mayonnaisey. It's got some kind of orange mayonnaise on it. It's not special sauce. It's not Big Mac sauce for sure, and it's just a big mess. I would call it the big mess, if you're asking me. But yeah, I won't get another one. I'd rather just have a Big Mac. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get my product somewhere else.
They promise that they don't put the pink slime in it anymore.
Oof.
Yeah.
I had a sandwich from Schlotsky's today. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that sandwich shop.
Yeah. There was one in Myrtle Beach I used to go to. Not bad.
Okay. Yeah, it was
like a chain Jewish deli.
Yeah. Right. So it was created in Austin, the first one.
Oh, was it?
And so they're all over the place here, and I haven't had it in a long time, and tried it, and it was pretty good.
Nice. Yeah. Austin, any good food experiences? I guess that's what the beginning of the show is now.
Nope, I don't think so.
Okay,
just my regular
fettuccine Alfredo and grilled chicken.
I'm good with that. Yeah.
That's Austin's go-to. All right. Why don't you tell everybody where they can find us when we're not podcasting?
Yeah, you can find us at Front Office FF at Facebook and YouTube. That's Twitter and X. Dynasty Front Office on Facebook and YouTube. And the Discord link is in the description. And we'll be bringing you shows and videos all off-season, trade bangers, 2026 rookie profiles, as well as our weekly show. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And again, the Discord link is in the show notes.
All right, tonight we are going to do off-season value gains. So these are just these are just some players that were affected by the offseason in one way or another. Either they changed teams, teammates changed teams, changed coaches, something like that. And we think that they've either gained value or will gain value and are good buys. Austin, you want to start us off?
Yeah. I feel like for me, it's going to be a little expensive, but the one that I'm most excited about is Ashton Genty. I feel like that getting in Tyler Linderbaum cannot be understated, as well as likely bringing in a somewhat competent quarterback. I think they'll lean heavy on the run game to start, as well as dumping off to the running back. And then bringing in Clint Kubiak, which we saw what he's done in Seattle. It just feels like if Ashton Genty has any decrease in value, I feel like this is the time to take a swipe before he becomes into that upper tier with what I'm assuming is going to be Gibbs and Bijan.
Yeah, I want to add Brock Bowers to that too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good with that.
I mean, Brock Bowers is currently considered lower in value than Trey McBride. I think most people have Trey McBride as their tight end one. They should. But Bowers could very easily finish the season as tight end one. I don't think it would be very difficult. I don't even think he has to have as good a season as McBride. Just for the name. I mean, McBride's got huge name value as well, but it's Brock Bowers.
Yeah, I agree. I do think, the 3-year age difference is really nice for Bowers compared to McBride.
Yeah.
But just to tease into, which I might as well go ahead and get in it since it's kind of a free form. Another one of my winners would be Trey McBride. I don't know how you come off of the relatively historic tight end one season he just had, and his situation, it might have even gotten better because none of us thought Jacoby Brissett was going to be the quarterback for another year. And then they went and got Gardner Minshew as the backup, who also hyper targets tight ends. It just feels like he could legit see 200 targets this season. They didn't bring any other weapons that make a difference. So it just feels pretty positive for me for McBride.
But what do you do with that? I mean, you can't acquire him.
I mean, sure you can if you use one of the bigger names. Like, you asked the question a couple weeks ago about Loveland and Warren and a first.
Yeah, a 27 first.
Correct.
Or like a 105 or higher.
Hey, I would fish out that if I'm a true contender.
Did you know Chad was on this podcast too? We haven't let him talk yet.
I thought
I'm just listening. Go ahead.
But seriously, what do you do with that? Like, what are you going to trade? You're going to trade a starting quarterback to get McBride? I mean, you have to trade a top 10 quarterback, at least, to get McBride.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, sometimes it just feels like it's worth it, and I feel like the production you're going to get with him will be worth it.
But you have to at that point. So now you'd have to trade so much away that you'd have to get last year's production or higher for it to return value. And I mean, that was a record-breaking season. What are the chances he repeats that or exceeds it? I don't know. What if the Cardinals draft a Ty Simpson at the top of the second and he comes in and starts the second half of the year?
Sure.
Then
what if the Raiders don't take Mendoza?
Well,
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I mean, I think it's very plausible that could happen, actually. I mean, it doesn't even have to be Ty Simpson either. It could be another rookie that they drafted and they just get sick of Jacoby Brissett being Jacoby Brissett and Minshew flinging it around and or being hurt. And then you're left with this rookie.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
It's a scary proposition for me. That's why I'm not. I don't think I'd want to have to pay the premium it would take to get someone like McBride. I'd rather go after Bowers, who I think is cheaper.
I think we're kind of splitting hairs here, though. The price from McBride to Bowers, like we could talk about that being in a vacuum, worthy of talking about, right? Like maybe it is something tangible that you can trade to make up the difference. But I think in a league where one person has Bowers, one person has Trey McBride, they're ultimately the same price. They're in that untouchable range for each individual owner, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think we're kind of splitting hairs there a little bit.
All right, so Bowers isn't really a buy. What about Genty? Is he acquirable?
I want to just say like the biggest winner, in that realm is Fernando Mendoza, because I think he is, a lock to be the pick. And with that Linderbaum signing, there's just not a better signing for a quarterback than an experienced center.
Yeah.
Who knows what they're doing. So I love everything about that. I thought the Jalen Naylor signing was pretty decent. I think he's a pretty talented player. You can argue about the money that he got, but that has nothing to do with fantasy, right? So I think that's a solid piece. If they go out there and bring in another piece through the draft, you're talking about a pretty decent looking offense for a rookie to step into. So where it didn't really look like that, over the course of the season.
Feels good for Jack Besh too. I think you think you can get him with like a third?
I think you can get him to throw in.
Yeah.
As a throw in a bigger trade, like if you're doing any kind of real high end trading with any kind of asset, like round 3-4 kind of player, I think he's in play for one of those guys. You're like, hey, throwing Jack Besh and the deal gets done.
Yeah,
because he was just like, he was so underutilized. Like they just refused to do anything with him. It was kind of weird what the Raiders did with him last year. So
the entire Raiders experience was kind of weird because they sort of Frankenstein this thing together where they thought they could just put a contender together on the fly with all with veteran pieces. And they brought in Chip Kelly, who showed again that he's just not an NFL offensive coordinator. He's just not.
Yeah.
And they like I said, Frankensteined all these pieces together that they thought were going to fit. And two of them were rookies. Was it Deontay Thornton?
Yeah.
They had starting on the outside, who was a day 3 pick, a day 3 rookie. They have starting on the outside and had no idea how to use Besh. And I assume Clint Kubiak is a bright enough mind. He's shown it. He's shown it 2 years in a row. He's led top offenses in the NFL. Well, I don't know if the Saints were a top offense, but they looked good under him. And last year, obviously. So I think he's smart enough to utilize Jack Besh. It's a really, really good. That's a really good buy right now.
They definitely have the makings of something. I think we can just say like the entire offense are kind of winners. Especially with the low bar we were looking at during the course of last season. So there really was only room for improvement. But I think they made some really smart moves that, gives them a lot of flexibility for the future as well.
And I don't know how their defense is going to perform, but my money would be on them being a bit of a mess, which is only going to be better for offense.
Yeah. They only signed like 30 defenders. So now, I think they signed like 3-4, pretty decent names, but
kept Max Crosby. I guess that's a plus.
Yeah, that's huge, right? And they got Kwity Paye, right?
Yeah, and Quay Walker and
Nakobe Dean. Yeah.
Oh, they're the ones that signed Nakobe Dean
and Eric Stokes.
Their front seven's going to be stacked.
Yeah. I think they're the ones that signed Reed Blankenship as well. So
they did not.
Oh, okay.
I have their free agency pulled up.
Okay.
That was one of my arguments for Wise. I think what they've done, and with Colton Miller coming back, the left tackle, he didn't play most of the season. One of the best left tackles in the league. So, they pushed Jackson Powers Johnson from center to guard, which is where he started his career at Duke. So he's going to be natural there. Their O-line should be at least average. And if they can draft one guy in round 2 or 3, it could be an above average group.
Right now, this moment, would you rather have in a startup Omarion Hampton or Ashton Genty?
Genty for me, easily.
Genty. Just because, Omarion Hampton still has a decent running back behind him. There's nothing behind Ashton Genty.
Who's behind Hampton?
Vidal.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he's decent enough to take some work if they don't want to give Omari Hampton a full workload. In certain games, they don't have to. Whereas Ashton Genty is just, I feel like he's going to be, Saquon, Ezekiel Elliott kind of, feature back where he's just in every play, doing everything. I mean, maybe not so much nowadays with Saquon, but that's kind of how it used to be.
Okay. Let's see. I mean, who would you take over Genty besides the...
It's the only two for me. I'm guessing Chad has Love above him, but it's only two for me.
You have Genty third?
Yeah.
I think I'd take... Man, that is a tough call between Love and Genty just because I don't have a landing spot for Love. And
what about A-Chain with what's going on in Miami? I mean...
I'll take Genty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, too much change there.
Yeah.
He's not going to get
it's kind of scary.
Hyper targeted like he did last year.
I mean, we don't know. That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing else around, but at the same time, you don't know how successful it's going to be with them trying to do. Like, are they going to do it in the exact same way that's been working for the last several years? Right? Something's gonna be different, and just changes scary.
I don't think most people believe that a rushing quarterback is going to dump it off to A-Chain enough. I mean, there could be more rushing attempts available. I don't think he ran the ball a whole lot last year, but I don't know if that's better for him.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
There's
the one good thing about
A-Chain,
is like we've seen even in years where he hasn't been getting an immense amount of targets, he's found ways to be extremely efficient with the targets he does get and the rushing attempts. So it's not like we haven't seen him win in different ways as far as, becoming an elite dynasty player or sustaining elite dynasty play. But again, I just, with that much change in any situation for any player, I mean, we've seen Justin Jefferson fall, right? And who would have thought that would have happened before this past season? So,
yeah, true. All right. So speaking of Hampton, I wanted to bring up the Chargers. I just think, I've said this before, but I just think the addition of Mike McDaniels is just so huge. You eliminate one of the run heaviest offensive coordinators in the league, and you bring in a really, really good passing coordinator. A really good passing game coordinator in Mike McDaniels. I think to me it signals that Harbaugh, former quarterback, is really in love with Justin Herbert and wants to utilize his number one weapon. Forget what has worked in the past. Let's use what works now. Right. And then you look at his weapons and Keenan Allen's left. Most likely isn't going to come back.
Yeah.
That leaves Quentin Johnston, Ladd McConkey, and Aranda Gadsden. I think Ladd McConkey and Gadsden both get steamed up pretty well. They carry a lot of name value. And then you have Quentin Johnston, who is polarizing, was once on my do not draft list, was once a player that I wouldn't acquire, had 0 shares, and now I have like 3 and looking to acquire more. I just really believe in that offense, and I think that he's going to get the target share. And he's got big playability all over him. He had huge games to start the year and then to finish the year last year. There's an injury in between. That's the issue. That's one of the issues with Quentin Johnson. If he can stay healthy, put it all together. So what's this going to be, his 4th year? Is that right?
That sounds right. Yeah, that sounds right.
Was that his 3rd year? I mean, I really saw personally, just naked eye, the eye test showed signs of putting it all together last year. And I believe in him enough to put one of those late first round picks with, instead of one of those second tier wide receivers that we've been talking about, Omo Krupa Jr., Denzel Boston, Casey Concepcion. I'd rather have QJ. What about you guys?
I'll take the rookie. All 3 of them, to be honest.
Really? All 3 of them? Even you don't even like Denzel Boston?
He's coming around for him being Michael Pittman-like.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Chad?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of a toss-up for me. I'd go the same way as Austin.
What about 201?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know who's going to be there. That's the problem. Until we get draft capital, I mean, because some of these running backs could get pushed up, and I could be looking at one of those receivers at 201.
Yeah, I'm going to go 201.
Yeah.
All right.
Could get Ty Simpson at 201.
Yeah, I'll take Quentin
that's
Johnston.
what I'm thinking. I think we're gonna be surprised what lands in the beginning of the second round. It just takes one or two running backs to go, third round, and we're at that point where some players are being pushed back, some decent wide receivers.
Yeah, especially if they go to good landing spots, people are going to freak out.
Yeah,
because I mean Seattle doesn't have a running back, so they're going to take one earlier than people are thinking. Like if Price goes there at 32, he's going to be a first round pick. It's going to push,
Sure, but then he's like 106 or 107 probably.
Yeah. So I mean, I think your price point's close. Like I think that's where he probably should be. And I mean, I just checked. Keep Trade Cut has that as well. He's right. He's literally in between Denzel Boston and a 26 early second.
I think that's what it takes to get him. If you offer a mid-second, I don't think anybody cares.
No,
take that.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, if we're talking specific player, I'd much rather have Denzel Boston to be honest with you. But if we're talking about pick range, I think that feels about right. Like in the beginning of the second round, maybe for some people, back into the first. But for me, I think it's even probably a little bit later than that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not shooting off my picks right now. Like I'm not in a hurry to trade my picks right now, especially with the way the cycle is at the moment. People seem down on that, especially that range of the draft. So I'm gonna wait, but if I get into the draft and I don't like what's sitting in front of me, Quentin Johnston will definitely be a target late first for me.
Yeah, and we also can't forget that they did draft Trey Harris in the second round last year. Mm-hmm. So, and he was a raw prospect coming out, but a very similar skill set to Quentin Johnston. So I think that is one thing to monitor. Speaking of really cheap, when you get to those mid to late thirds, people are going to want him. Maybe that's a name you kind of throw for if there's if they don't draft somebody early-ish again.
I think they have similar size. They may play a similar position, but their skill sets are different. Trey Harris is more of a contested catch guy, where Quentin Johnston is after the catch.
Okay.
I mean, I'm telling you, you're going to see electricity out of him this year.
Yeah, maybe on his helmet.
Yeah.
I mean, I just look at, like, I get it. Everybody's excited about the coordinator, change. I keep wanting to say San Diego still, with the Chargers.
You can call him San Diego. That doesn't bother me.
Yeah. Anyways, everybody's excited about it. I get it. I understand the hype for it. I'm not saying that it's not something to be excited about. For me, there's still a decent amount of hesitation there. Even if you look at their free agent signings with Keaton Mitchell, Alec Ingold, and then the three main offensive linemen that they're signing are all better run blockers than they are pass blockers. So
and
to me,
Charlie Kohler, which they gave $24 million to,
which is insane, right? Yeah, big body tight end.
Yeah, he's a blocker. He's one of the best blocking tight ends out there.
Yeah, I mean, and they bring in the traditional fullback in Alec Ingold with it. So, to me, I think they're going to be running the heck out of the football still. I don't think there's going to be much change. We can talk about, John Harbaugh. I mean, John Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh has always been a former quarterback. He's always been a former quarterback. It doesn't matter. He is a run the football coach. Some guys are. John Harbaugh is the same way. They just want to run the football.
Okay. It won't even take a ton of volume for that offense to be extremely efficient through the air. Like and
as long as the line holds
numbers.
up, that's the key thing there. That was the problem last year.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's good that they already brought 3 vets in and let the 3 worst ones go. But personally, that still needs to be probably their top priority.
Those 2 tackles, if healthy, are 2 of the best tackles in the NFL. So
for sure,
I'm not worried. It's Joel and Rashawn Slater.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as they're healthy. I mean, I guess that is a worry though.
Yeah.
I was reading things about what that championship run did to Cam Jurgens and Landon Dickerson playing. Cam Jurgens is doing consecutive tush pushes with a broken back.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it was on Bussing with the Boys. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take much for an offensive lineman's career to just go south real quick with an injury.
Yeah,
so.
I agree.
One guy I wanted to talk about, as far as like being a winner goes, I don't think, especially with the Emeka Egbuka there, that a lot of people are talking about him. Chris Godwin for me, just a guy you can get super cheap, and I mean I still think he's got something to him, even if he's not, going to be a focal piece of your championship build. If you can acquire him, for a late second.
Mid-second.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if like during the draft it's going to take a mid-second. I think you can get him a little bit cheaper than that. He's what, 29 years old, 30 years old. So yeah, I mean, I think you throw him into one of those kinds of rosters and you have another player that you can depend on a little bit down the stretch when he is healthy. So, could be a little bit of a bargain there for you.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That's a good buy.
Oh, he did just turn 30, by the way. Sorry.
If you get him for a mid to late second, I'd love that.
Yeah, I had another Tampa Bay receiver, Jalen McMillan. I think a big reason they were not comfortable, but because they probably had to. But losing Mike Evans, I think McMillan fills that role for what they're going to do with the offense, keeping 3 wide receiver sets. I think McMillan should fill into that role nicely. He's obviously not Mike Evans, but when all 4 receivers were healthy last year, he was, I think, second in snap share. So he's going to be on the field, and assuming without Mike Evans, he should see more targets. So I like both of those guys.
Yeah.
All three of those receivers are best out of the slot.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they all 3 have to play out of the slot, but all 3 of them work best.
Well, what's interesting is,
off the line of scrimmage.
They didn't really have a choice. Like Mike Evans just didn't want to play for him anymore. So
right.
They're going to have to figure something out.
Yeah, he took less to leave, actually, was the report.
Yeah, good old Todd Bowles.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I like that quite a bit. I'm going to keep that in mind when I'm in drafts.
Who you got, Jesse?
Let's talk about Waddle.
Yeah.
Finally, this hurts me to say this, but this is the best quarterback he's played with. Right? I mean, it's only ever been Tua, right?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
It's definitely the best situation he's been in. He's in a competent offense, and he's the number.
Hold on now, because you just spent 5 minutes glazing Mike McDaniels coming to the Chargers, and now you're saying he's finally in a competent offense.
Tua's cooked.
I mean, Tua wasn't cooked for the 2 years Waddle was a wide receiver 1.
Well, he was blocked by Tyreek Hill, right? But from reaching his true potential.
Okay. I mean, I like Waddle going to Denver. This
is the first time we will see him as the number 1 offense with a competent quarterback in a good offensive environment. Once Tyreek went down and Tua was cooked, it was just weird.
Yeah.
And I don't blame McDaniels for that. He was just doing what he had to survive over there. It's basically Tua needs to get the ball out immediately so that he doesn't get hit. I think that's what was going on the entire year. So I want to see what Waddle can do in this situation as the number 1 option. With it, like I said, with a good quarterback in a good offensive environment, what levels can he reach?
I mean, I think the tough thing for Waddle is, the committees are about to convene, and there's going to be some rule changes that are thrown around, 18-game season and all this kind of good stuff. But at the end of the day, we still have a contact sport. And Jalen Waddle is not built for a contact sport. He's out every other play. I think I'm done with him. Like the same way people felt about Chris Olave. For me, he's 27 years old. Is there some boom potential there for him? I think so. I'm not buying in at his price right now. I'm just not doing it. Because I don't feel like he can stay healthy for an entire season.
So he is between Brian Thomas and T. Higgins currently. Devonta Smith, Rashee Rice are right below him. Jameson's right below him.
Oof, that's pretty high. That's pretty high. I mean, I'd take JMO.
Wide receiver 21.
Really?
Yep.
Really surprised me, some of those.
I mean, I kind of feel like that's about in the right range. I mean, I would take him over T. Higgins. Take him over Devonta Smith until AJB gets traded.
I'll take it. I'll take both of those guys over Waddle. I'll take Waddle over.
How can you be that happy?
What I'm saying is there's like this potential. I don't know what his price is, but I know that there's this potential for him to be more.
Yeah, there's reason to be optimistic, especially if you have him on your roster. There's reason to be optimistic. At that price, there's just so many different options I'd rather go with than Waddle for him to be a buy, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to argue with somebody who believes that Waddle, this is going to be his 27-year-old breakout year you can't really say breakout year because he's had those, but his 27-year-old, re-flag plant as a top end wide receiver. I just would not, put all my money on that horse.
I wouldn't put all my money on it, but what's it what does it take to get a wide receiver in that range?
I mean, that's at least a mid first.
A mid?
It's probably about a mid first would be my guess.
Yeah, that's too expensive for me. I'd rather have one of those top 3 receivers coming out this year.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's just the start of it. But there's so many different options as far as players you can get in different situations that are just as exciting, but maybe don't have some of the drawbacks that Jalen Waddle has with the brand new offense, with the quarterback we've never seen, with the coaching staff we've never seen, with the injury history. I don't. The
injury history is the only one that I'm not excited. The only thing that. All right, give me some of those. Give me some examples of those.
Which part?
Options that you'd rather have than Waddle.
There's just a lot. I mean, we're going to talk about a few. Okay. With players that have won free agency. So.
Well, give me one now.
A wide receiver?
Sure, whatever position. Just give me one. Let's go to the next guy. Because Waddle's definitely interesting, but I get what you're saying. For sure, there are definitely question marks.
Give me a minute. Y'all keep talking, and I'll pull up my charts.
All right, I'll go to my next guy. Kyler Murray. I'm sorry, but going to that Minnesota offense is extremely exciting for me. Assuming J.J. McCarthy isn't the starter. Kyler Murray with those guys, it just feels like a good rejuvenation, whether that's a rejuvenation to sell, and that's okay too. But it feels like when he's named the starter with the weapons he has, I'm going to be pretty excited to have him. I mean, currently, hopefully you bought him as that low in QB2, high in QB3, and you're going to be thinking about starting him week 1 for me.
Sorry, I just got attacked by a pterodactyl.
Yeah, that must have been you pushing away Kyler Murray because I know that's how you feel about him.
Actually, that's not true. Chad tried to steal him from me earlier this week.
I did try to trade for Kyler Murray.
Chad made me an offer. It was a good offer. I probably should have taken it. I'm a little upset.
What was it?
Or not. It was something along the lines of Loveland for Kyler and 109. I think he was throwing in a 4th or something. I said no just because I need Kyler. And also I have this, I don't want to trade him right now. I just have this idea, like you're saying, that he either has or is going to gain value.
Yeah, I feel like he's only going to go up as the season comes.
What's the chance that Kyler is worth Loveland in the middle of the season this year?
Probably pretty low. But it's not zero. Yeah, it's not zero, but it's probably pretty low.
I mean, what's the chance JJ McCarthy wins the MVP?
Yeah,
it's not zero, right?
Kyler's got a better chance than that, but
yeah,
I mean, I think rightfully so. Everybody's pretty dang excited for Loveland's outlook coming forward.
Yeah.
I mean, I was telling Jesse because I took another trade, or I made a deal with another guy. Trading Loveland surprisingly easy, right? I say that sarcastically, not surprising at all. It's very easy to trade Loveland.
Yeah.
So ultimately, had like three messaging back and forth with three guys, kind of telling them what other people are bidding. Got into it a little bit, but I went back to take away Jesse's offer because, I'm talking to these other guys and I'm starting to like a little bit, more of those offers. And I see it's already declined and I'm like, oh, okay. If I were him, I would have taken that offer, to be honest with you. But I like the offer I ended up getting a little bit better, so I went with that.
Well, you're high on Kyler Austin. Would you have taken that?
No, give me Loveland.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like too late first currently, and it removes the risk of what Kyler can be.
Yeah.
Which could be, Arizona.
Really call Jesse.
That's the thing.
Oh my God. You're killing me.
You don't need Kyler in March. That's kind of how you're supposed to look at that.
All right.
So that's why I was like, when I sent that trade, I put myself in Jesse's shoes. I was like, man, if somebody sent me this, I'd be so ecstatic. Yeah. I can figure a quarterback out. That was his third quarterback. I can figure that out. Like, that's fine.
What keeps happening. All right. So Burrow is my second quarterback. I have Drake May and Burrow. And so what keeps happening with Burrow? I don't know. Maybe I should have just taken it and gone and gotten Flacco.
For listeners, you don't let your third quarterback ruin a good trade.
I mean, I said that to you when we were talking about the trade. I was like, I'm an idiot for not, but I also, I don't know, maybe I was just tired and I didn't want to have to go shop for a quarterback.
Which I totally get that too. I've definitely made a trade or not made a trade or two just because I was like, you know what, there's too much work to do if I make this
forces me to make another trade. Oh well. And I have 0 Loveland shares, and it's going to bother me for the rest of my life. I immediately fired off an offer to the guy that you traded him to, by the way.
No, did you?
Was it the same offer?
No.
Okay. I was going to say, did he laugh at you?
He did. Yes, he declined it pretty easily. I offered him Bretton Strange in 109.
Oh, God.
Is it really that bad?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
think you don't realize how much Loveland is worth.
Oh,
I gave you a sweetheart deal, Jesse. I gave you a sweetheart deal.
All right.
And you turned me away.
It was Bretton Strange 109 and 308, actually.
Oh, well, in that case.
So what did you get for Loveland, Chad?
I don't even remember anymore.
It was like Rome and something.
Rome Odunze, Jonathan Brooks, and the 203.
And the 203, yeah.
Felt a little light.
I agree. It still feels
a little light. Yeah.
I think that probably needs to be the 109.
But I have the 109.
Well, no.
But again, I like this class. I like the beginning of the second round. So, I'm just going with it. I like Rome Odunze. So, yeah.
Also,
it was one of those deals where I needed to make a substantial risk for the sake of the season. I have my season riding on some depth pieces that I don't have right now, and I don't have any ammunition to go get them. So,
yeah, and Snoop has clearly, the guy you made the trade with, has clearly signaled that he does not like this class because he's been trading all those picks away. He packaged 3 of those late firsts to move up to 1, which we talked about a few weeks ago in our banger, actually.
Yeah.
And the good thing for me, Loveland wasn't a starter, so Brock Bowers.
Definitely glad I didn't trade Loveland away. I think actually it was Mike that said no to a deal like midway through the season. I needed something else, and he was like, "Nah, I don't want to move off of Loveland." And now looking back at it, thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
So what? Not that league.
No, it was a different league.
Yeah. You know what's interesting too? looking back, I got Loveland for the 202 last.
I believe it.
That's where you drafted him.
Yeah, the 202.
Yeah.
In that league.
Yeah, that late first, early second was such a mess of, you'd find somebody at 107 that was ended up at 202 and vice versa. So I think that'll be a lot like that this year too.
Yeah. It's going to be
dog agrees.
Right on. All right. What else we got?
Chad.
Austin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
right. You were going to give me an example of something you'd rather have than Waddle.
Yeah. So like at their price, a guy that I'd rather have than Waddle right now. Let me see, because I wasn't even thinking about it.
Austin, just keep firing names out since you have a list.
All right. David Montgomery going to the Texans. I know we talked about him during our free agency talk, but they brought in a couple linemen, which is something they needed to fix. And he just feels like a smash for me. I know we kind of talked about a mid to late second. I would give up like the 203 or 204 for him. It's a short-term window, so obviously you need to be a contender and have that second.
You have to be a strong contender.
Yeah, but he just feels like somebody that's going to absolutely smash in that offense. I like the fit. I like the pieces around him. Like Woody Marks does not scare me to keep Montgomery from getting 15 to 18 touches a game. And like I said, them bolstering up the O-line was important for their run game because it was atrocious last year. So he just feels like a clear winner for me in value going forward.
Yeah, I think you're overselling what they did for that line. Their right tackle, is it Trent Brown, something like that? It's like a journeyman that they brought in. And they got rid of Titus Howard, the one good part of their line at right tackle.
No, they brought in Braden Smith
to play left tackle, right?
He played right tackle and right guard his whole career, but
okay.
And they brought in Wyatt Teller as well.
And that's it.
Well, they brought in Evan Brown, but he's likely going to be.
That's who it was. Okay.
He's likely going to be a backup guard center.
Okay. I think that was the one that I heard that I just wasn't.
But those two pieces, those are two great linemen. Teller and Smith are at the very minimum above average at their position.
Yeah. So they need to keep going. Correct. That's what I'm saying.
Because they have, was it your Stray or whatever at left tackle? The guy they drafted last year.
Yeah.
He played pretty well. So if you're telling me at least 3 of the 5 positions are better than they were, yeah, it's a lot better than what we saw last year.
This is one of the worst spectacles.
It was terrible.
You've seen. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'd have to be a really strong contender, and I'm not doing it right now. I wait till after the draft.
Yeah, for sure.
Or after the NFL.
Yeah, after the NFL draft. Yeah. All right, Chad, give us this name now. It's got it. You got to have one.
No.
Well, now, see, this would have been a lot easier if I knew it was only supposed to be one. I thought you guys wanted a whole list.
Well, you can give us a list, too.
Give me a list.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go down my list. That's what I was doing. I had to pull up my my list of names here, my rankings. So, at cost, these are the players that I'd rather have than...
Well, at the same cost as Waddle.
No, at their cost. It's not about like, what would I rather, if I only had $5, who would I spend it on? It's about,
that's what I was about.
What my option, no, it's what my options are, right? Like there may be, if I'm need a wide receiver, right? I can spend $3. I can add a little bit more and spend $7, right? Like there's just different ways you can go about filling your wide receiver spot. You don't need to say, okay, I want to spend $5. Waddle is my only option. It's about making yourself flexible and filling out your roster in the smartest way. And at their cost, these are the players I'd rather have. Garrett Wilson at wide receiver 13, rather have him. Chris Olave at wide receiver 14, rather have him. Roma Dunze at wide receiver 15, I'd rather have him. Let's see here.
Yeah, that's not the argument I was making.
Well, no, that's what the argument I was making.
Okay. Well, I agree with you. There are
Devontae Smith at wide receiver 24. I'd rather have him.
Okay. Well, that's the same. That's a around the same cost.
Yeah, Jamison Williams at wide receiver 27. I'd rather have.
I'd rather have JMO too, and he's probably cheaper. I don't know. You think he's cheaper
wide receiver
than
27.
I mean, in real life.
Yeah, but their cost.
Yeah,
is
that's
100.
What's the cost?
20 points away, so that's like a fourth. It's basically the same cost at that point. I think you're looking at Waddle, you're looking for probably the 106 to 109, depending on the manager. And I think J-Mo, Devonta, T. Higgins, I think they're all similar price points.
I'd likely give
this
up
class.
the 109.
I think you're giving up more to get Waddle.
Yeah.
It's just because the way people see it, right? Like unless AJ Brown gets moved, right? Like when AJ Brown gets moved, then yeah, it's going to be the same thing with Devonta Smith, where people are saying change is good. Change means this player's amazing now, right? Yeah. That's what's happening with Waddle. People are not just going and trading Waddle. People are trying to acquire him. I'm just not one of those people. There's players out there that I think you could take a little bit less, to get, and some players you add a little bit more and go get them.
Mm-hmm. And that's why he fits the show, where this is off-season value games.
What about Zay Flowers? Would you rather have him
interesting.
or Waddle?
I'd rather I'd rather have Zay Flowers because he's 4 years younger, 3 years younger.
He's a year and a half, but yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
He came out old. He was at Boston
I really don't want either of them at their cost, to be honest with you.
Zay Flowers is a sell for me because I think they're going to draft a wide receiver in the first round. And even if they don't, I think they're going to add a wide receiver and it's going to minimize.
I don't know what that offense is going to look like.
I really think that Zay Flowers' main value has come from him being the only good wide receiver on the team.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that wide receiver's going to, or what that wide receiver room's going to look like. I don't know what the coaching staff is going to do with the offense. I want to see a little bit more before I'm buying those kind of guys. Those guys they're still so expensive. Yeah. Like it still takes a lot to go get Zay Flowers. It still takes a lot to go get Jalen Waddle. Those are the kind of guys that I want to go in season and see what happens before I spend on them. If I got to spend an extra second, so be it.
But it was very easy for me to sell Zay Flowers for, a contender's first last year,
mm-hmm.
and a little sprinkled on top of that. Has he gone up or down from that?
I think he's about the exact same.
Yeah, about the same.
Yeah. Probably that 109 to 111 price point.
I don't know. If we get through the draft and they have not made a significant wide receiver ad, then I guess it's fine to spend your late first on Zay Flowers if you don't really believe in the guys that have come out or the landing spots are murky. Then that would be fine, but I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I would take a late first for him all day right now.
Yeah, me too. Like I said, those are just not guys it's not guys that I hate that I say are not going to be good this season. To me, they're just not off-season buys. Like they're not guys that I'm investing in for the potential because the risk is too heavy. Like you can believe in your soul, in your heart of hearts, that Jalen Waddle is going to go out there and wreck the world this season. He's still 27 years old. So if you're wrong and it doesn't happen, he's still 27 years old. Like it's not like he's 24 and you're getting a reroll, right? Like if he struggles, there's going to be a big value drop, and I'm just not willing to bank on that right now.
Yeah, it's his last shot, really. And yeah, injury narrative won't save him either.
Yeah, I mean that was a cool thing about Chris Olave, right? Is like you could buy in so cheap last offseason because of the concussion issues, which I mean were real issues, right? Really something to be worried about. But he goes into the season, has a good season. If you invested into him low, he's still 25? So now his price is insane because he's still young. All he needs is that one, big boom. The upside of that happening is just not there for these kind of players.
Yeah, he's probably 2 firsts now. One of them has to probably be a good first. like a late 26 first and a 27 first to get Olave. That's my guess.
Yeah, something like
I think
that.
that sounds about right.
In season, I sold him. I sold him for a first and a second.
You sold him to me in the listener league, I think.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, we didn't. It ended up being a mid first, 105, I think, but we didn't know that at the time.
Yeah,
it was just a kind of a random first.
It was a first and a second for for him and Coker.
Oh, that's right.
But yeah, another.
I remember him saying. I remember you saying, "Oh, okay, fine. I'll give you your first for Olave." Or no, I think you thought you were getting Olave a little cheap, and you were overpaying on Coker a little bit.
Yeah,
is the way you put it.
Yeah. So another big winner for me, and I know a lot of people are not going to agree with this one, but for me, it's Justin Jefferson. I really, really, really was worried that they were going to run it back with 9, and
really, I did not think they would do that.
I mean,
I think they might bring in another guy.
It just took a long time.
Kyler.
It just took a long time for Kyler to pick a spot, and I know he wanted to go there, but it's just like the longer it goes on and the longer it doesn't happen, like what's the hold up here? But yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about that landing spot. Not saying that Kyler is going to be the most amazing player ever. I just don't think that Justin Jefferson needs a quarterback to be extremely, productive for him to, be extremely productive. So he's that good. I think he's going to remind people this season, probably get, average to just below average quarterback play, but that's all he needs.
Yeah, it really is all he needs. And he'll be Justin Jefferson again. No problem. So what's he? He's 27, right?
He is about to be 27. He'll be 27 in May.
I mean, it's not old. He's still in his prime.
Yeah.
But if he has another not Justin Jefferson season, he'll never get back up to this price point.
Yeah.
Because they have him at wide receiver 6 currently, sandwiched between Amon-Ra and CeeDee Lamb. Feels about right.
I would probably push him a little bit lower, to be honest. I would have him probably wide receiver, probably 8 or 9 between him and Drake London, duking it out there. But I think I'd rather have CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah,
I think Jefferson at this point.
I think I would as well. Yeah.
Even with Pickens there?
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't faze me at all.
Yeah, the offense is just really good.
They didn't play together a whole lot last year. I mean, Lamb was out for a good while, and then Pickens was out for a bit, and it just seemed like it was one or the other.
Yeah, I mean, they did have some games where they played together, and off the top of my head, there weren't any serious red flags. I feel like something like that would have stuck out, but again, that's just off the top of my head. But the offense is just so prolific, right? Like you look at what they were able to do last season. Say what you will about Dak Prescott, but they really have that thing firing on all cylinders. I don't see any way that drops off. He's throwing the ball 600 times last season. 4,500 yards, 30 touchdowns. And again, like you said, that's with, some wide receiver injury, happenings going on there. So, I mean, that could even look better this season.
And their historically bad defense, for especially their standards, the only name that they brought in of any value is Jalen Thompson, the safety from the Cardinals. Everybody else they signed is literally depth pieces.
Really?
So, yeah, like Jacoby Durant is the second highest free agent they brought in at $4 million.
They didn't bring in anyone at edge?
They brought in Sam Williams at 2.5 total value. And Tyrus Wheat at 1.24 total value. So no, they did not bring any real edge help.
So they'll draft an edge.
Yeah, which they have 2 first. So
yeah,
it's likely they go defense if I had to guess. But the point is their defense isn't going to be a lot better this year. So it's going to be a air raid show again if I had to take a guess. and the offense stay consistent with Pickens and Javonte coming back. So, yeah, I think I would prefer Lamb as well.
The one thing I was a little worried about was, earlier, and not to make this into a Cowboys conversation, but earlier into the offseason when free agency first began and stuff, there were a lot of people talking about how, Jeremiah Love could be in play for the Cowboys. They could, make a move and try to go get him. And it doesn't look like that's even a realistic, situation right now. That would be a scenario where if something like that happened, I'd be a little worried about, two elite wide receivers being able to maintain elite production for fantasy purposes. But as it stands right now, Javonte Williams, I don't think is going to do anything of substance in the passing game. And they're going to leave that to the big boys on the perimeter.
Yeah, he's the perfect running back to prop up their value, to be honest. I like that. Yeah. And Ferguson can kind of be like the move the chains guy.
Yeah.
Like he's been.
Those two pieces are perfect to keep first downs coming and letting those two big receivers make the splash plays.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, I'm going to move to Indianapolis. I know I saw Chad has two guys on there, so I'll start with Josh Downs. Currently has to be a winner. Huge void opened up on that offense. I know they brought back Alec Pierce, but Michael Pittman was at the very minimum a 1B option in the offense every week. So somebody's going to fill that role in some fashion, and I'm sure I'm going to go ahead and steal one of Chad's guys with Alec Pierce. I'm sure he will take a good chunk of that target share, considering the money they paid him. But as long as Josh Downs can stay healthy, it feels like he has to be in finally a real role for real targets on a weekly basis.
And Tyler Warren as well. Tyler Warren's going to eat up a lot
which he should still get his. That's what I'm saying. That part shouldn't change. I mean, when healthy and Daniel Jones was there, he was seeing 8 to 12 targets a week. So that doesn't have to change for Downs and or Pierce to be successful. Because now there's not three guys that are trying to be fed at the receiver position every week.
Yeah, it certainly seems like it'll open up snap share for Downs. Fingers crossed. I mean, he's an excellent wide receiver. It's just not that versatile. He does what he does, plays out of the slot or flanker. He has to play off the line of scrimmage if he's going to be successful. So, hopefully he can get more snaps, more targets, and be relevant.
Yeah, the issue. For a long time. The issue was in certain packages. Downs just wasn't featured last year.
Yeah,
right.
And I mean that was huge. Like he was just off the field for a large, chunk of the percentage, of offensive snaps. So maybe that changes. That's the big hope for me. Also he has to get a little bit better as far as being a reliable target. But there's Pittman caught the ball around 100 or was targeted around 120 times last year. It might have been a little bit less. So there is going to be quite a decent amount of work to go around. Alec Pierce probably had like 70 targets last year, 80 targets maybe. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. That's another it's kind of funny because we're talking about but like I've mentioned a few times, some of these offenses being a little chaotic and not really knowing how they're going to look with new coaching staffs, with new personnel, with quarterback changes. The Colts have that feel, but it feels almost positive for Dynasty. Just because,
it's less crowded.
Yeah, exactly. The crowd's gone.
You take those vacated targets and you assume that they get absorbed by the existing players, and it just props them up even more.
Yeah,
which is what we want in fantasy. We want concentrated value, concentrated targets and production.
Yeah, perfectly said. And we know the roles that we want expanded, like Alec Pierce and Josh Downs. They have to be expanded because they don't have anybody else.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And they don't have a first round pick to take somebody to seriously challenge, to come in and challenge them. They've spent significant capital on the players that they have, whether it's draft capital in Tyler Warren or huge contract in Alec Pierce, draft capital on Josh Downs and Alec Pierce. They spent a pick on. They have other needs that they have to spend their second and third round picks on. So I don't see a lot of competition coming out.
Like secondary, they got to fix that secondary. So, they know
Which
that,
they
and
spent a big capital.
Yeah, they got sauce.
Yeah, and they traded one of their best defenders. So we'll see what they do there. But yeah, it'll be interesting because we know, like, for NFL purposes, it's a good offense. There's a lot of really talented players on it. Just for fantasy, it's been so blah, and I think it's about to get a lot more fun.
Well, for the receivers anyway, for the quarterback and the running back last year was really good when it was clicking until the injury.
Yeah.
Speaking of quarterback, Chad, I see you have Daniel Jones on here. Sell me on why this was a positive offseason for him.
Oh, because they didn't bring in Kyler Murray.
Okay.
Right?
That's a good point.
I mean, that's as good as it gets. They signed him to a huge contract, and they didn't bring in any competition. So, I mean, you can't get any better win than that for a player who's, gone down with an Achilles, and maybe there were some question marks as far as, if they were going to just tag him and go into the year and say, hey, let's see how you do for another season. I think maybe the league's a little bit scared about the Sam Darnold effect taking place in their franchise, and that being part of their narrative going forward into the season. The Colts didn't look like they wanted that to be about them. So I like it for Daniel Jones. I think it's going to be this was the best possible offseason he could have had. And he's got what I think is his number one weapon in Alec Pierce. They seemed to really, really click last season when they were on the field together.
Cool, I like that. What are you wanting to pay for him? And I guess what are you comfortable paying for him?
I would pay a late first for him.
So basically, where you're drafting Simpson, you would prefer Daniel Jones? Is that what you're saying?
I would prefer Daniel Jones, yes, over Ty Simpson. And of course, that's dependent on landing spot as well. There's maybe a few landing spots where I say, you know what, Ty Simpson might be a little bit more fun, or I see a little bit more, value insulation. But with the contract Jones got, with the rushing upside that we just haven't seen since he's been in Indianapolis, that's been yet to be unlocked. Maybe, we see that a little bit more in year two. And another year in the scheme, right? Like, we forget he just got into that offense and right away looked really, really good. He hasn't had a stable coaching staff pretty much ever. So it's going to be really nice to see what that looks like for him, especially if it can go past year two.
Cool.
Speaking of Ty Simpson, I'm starting to get nervous about a fall for him, like a fall out of the top 50.
I don't see that at all.
Listening to McShay, from what he's hearing, Steelers and Jets are out. They're not taking him in the first. So that limits the places he can go. Cardinals are a big one. But otherwise, I guess, I don't know, feel like they're all in, and they're not really true for the future.
It does feel like they're all in. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's possible, but I don't see many. I just don't see him making it past the top 10 picks in the second round. I think anything's possible, sure, but like Cleveland in the second round, I feel like if he's there,
they're going to roll again on a quarterback.
I mean,
why not?
I guess they didn't take one.
That's kind of what you have to do.
They didn't take one high, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, Cleveland, I guess, is definitely a thought.
I mean, Miami in the second round.
Yeah,
Miami's at that point, the cost acquisition isn't that much. You have Malik Willis and Ty Simpson for a year. See if one of them work. If it doesn't, then you're picking top 5.
The thing is, with the second, if he drops into the second, all it takes is a team to, vaguely like him for him to be selected at that point. I could even see a team like the Cowboys going out there and getting him.
Yeah.
Or Minnesota.
Yeah, when you get to the second, like Tampa makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Tampa makes a whole lot of sense. Detroit could make sense at that point.
And I don't want to say it, but it doesn't make sense from an organizational standpoint, but the Panthers. I mean, they have a big question mark coming up with Bryce, and obviously I want to believe in him. But when you get to that second round, the cost it takes to go in is a lot smaller.
And I know Jesse probably doesn't want to hear this, but even a team like the Eagles, you get into the second and third round, and a team like the Eagles starts saying, we've seen them do it before, is all I'm saying.
With Hurts,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, they had just spent, traded up to get Wentz.
And they loved Wentz at that point. They loved Wentz
right.
at that point. So
I mean, that's the thing that ruined Wentz.
So, I think I just don't see it in this class, especially. Like, it's a really deep class for, excuse me, potential starters across the positions. But when you're dealing with, I mean, there are multiple talking heads that do believe Ty Simpson is a close prospect to Fernando Mendoza.
Wow,
so,
not
even just one, but like there are many that believe that he is in the same realm as a starter. So I think when you get to that point in this class, there's no reason not to take a shot.
Yeah. Do you know what I think is like extremely far-fetched and is, definitely not going to happen, but would be something I think is not the worst move in the world? What if the Texans took a quarterback? What if the Texans just said, you know what, let's take Ty Simpson?
Yikes.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything about the fifth-year option for Stroud yet.
Yeah.
So we're saying Stroud needs to go somewhere else to be successful?
No, we say, let Stroud play out that year, and if he does well, then
he's already seeing ghosts.
He just looks so bad.
Yeah,
so bad.
You give him somebody breathing down his neck, I don't think it's going to be good for him.
Well, people do one or two. They put their head down and get better, or it lets them crack. People are different with that.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. I feel like Ty Simpson could sit, and that would be good for him. And also, you need to, see another year CJ Stroud, but if you get rid of CJ Stroud, you're not panicking and going out there looking for a quarterback if you don't have the draft capital to go and get them. So, I think that would be a smart move. Like I said, I highly, highly, highly doubt something like that happens, but, man, I would even kind of like that for fantasy, because it would drop Ty Simpson down quite a bit in value where he was more acquirable. And if you didn't really like CJ Stroud, like you were somebody like me, I just don't like him. Not saying I don't like CJ Stroud. I don't like him in that situation. I just don't think that's going to end up working long term. So being able to get him cheap like you were able to get Jordan Love, right, when Aaron Rodgers was still around, and just sit on him for a little bit, I think is a really fun option as well.
Yeah, I like that idea. As long as, like I said, as long as he doesn't fall. It's happened with other quarterbacks.
Speaking of nightmare situations, I'm going to move to a Jets player as a winner currently, and that's A.D. Mitchell. They brought in no receiver help, literally zero. I'm going to guess they draft one. They should. I don't really want them to, but they should. But yeah, I mean, currently he's the clear 2 in that offense. I was going to wait for Mason Taylor, but I might as well throw him in there with it. Also, didn't bring a tight end. So, 2 young guys that have some potential that, assuming they don't spend one of their first on one of those positions, they're going to see fantasy relevance.
I'm not surprised they didn't replace Mason Taylor, really, or A.D. Mitchell, because he clicked. He seemed to click in their offense last year. Not with the quarterback, but he just seemed to fit in. I mean, you make a bunch of plays, but he just seems to be in their plans. I don't know. And with Mason Taylor, they spent a high pick on him. They're high on him, and he played well.
Yeah.
I was, as you know, very high on Mason Taylor. I think he's going to have a very good year. Gino's not.
I don't think he played. I don't think he played. I watch every Jets game because half my family are Jets fans. So I'm forced to. I don't think he played. I don't think he looked very good this year.
Okay.
I thought he looked pretty bad. So
Mason Taylor.
Yeah, I didn't see anything special from him. I'm not saying he's not going to be good. We know tight ends sometimes take some time, but yeah, he didn't.
I was impressed. He was out there right away, having games.
Yeah, he was playing. Yeah, he was wearing a uniform. He had the helmet and everything. It was
uniforms and everything.
Yeah, they his name was on a clipboard somewhere. They selected him for the roster, and he made the cut. He ran on the field.
His father Jason was out there cheering for him.
Yeah, he checked all the boxes. No, but seriously, he just didn't look good. But not many people on that Jets team look good. So
that is true.
Right. I mean, I'm blaming all the Geno Smith stuff on Chip Kelly personally. So I think he might be competent.
He sure looked it for a few years before that. So it feels like he should be competent.
I mean, he is sort of a YOLO type of player, but he shouldn't be as bad as he was last year.
I mean, he's been as bad. I mean, he's been that bad before. It's not the first time we've ever seen it.
On the team he went to, which is the scary part.
It was as much of a disaster as the Raiders were, though.
And when he left the team that he played well on, they won a Super Bowl.
Yeesh. That's not the only change, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You guys know I'm not the biggest Geno Smith fan in the world. I mean, I think he's okay. I think he's a clear upgrade for the Jets, but that's not really saying a whole lot.
Well, we're just trying to get the Jets to like league average.
Oh, no, they're not going to be league average.
Okay. Slightly below average.
Yes, that would be a really good year for the Jets offense if they were.
We're just trying to get them there. Just so that their elite weapons that they have can produce like decent fantasy, like starting fantasy players. You couldn't even start. Well, Garrett Wilson was hurt.
I was about to say you could start Garrett Wilson every week,
and I should have started Breece. If I started Breece Hall in the championship against Mike, I would have beaten him in Einstein's. Just so you know, I started
ifs and buts, sir. Ifs and buts.
Yeah, but Pitts was coming off that crazy.
Can't chase points.
The Jets were 29th in points scored and 31st in points allowed.
Well, they didn't have an interception the entire season.
Really?
First time in NFL history during the full schedule season that a defense did not record one interception. That's pretty impressive. Like,
it is pretty impressive. They were like all-time bad. Like I said, I was watching the Jets and it wasn't a lot of fun. Like, it was never fun. It was always, an experience, and it was always a negative experience. So, I don't know.
Did they only have 2 firsts? They should have 3 firsts.
They have a 27 first as well.
That's it?
Yeah.
They have an additional 27. Yeah. Additional 26 and additional 27.
They traded Quinnen Williams and Sauce, and they only got 2 firsts back.
No, they got more than that.
They had to have. They must have 3 firsts and 27.
Yeah, they might. I'm not sure. Chad, I saw you have your boy as a winner. Tell us about this Giants running back you love.
Oh, Cam Scatterbo. Yeah, when you said your boy, I was like, I don't think I had anybody I love on there. No, Cam Scatterbo, I mean, he's a winner. I guess if you want to put an asterisk by it and just say so far, right?
Yeah, that's very tenuous.
It's just because the Kenneth Walker talk and all that kind of stuff was being very, very heavily reported, and it was confirmed by several beat writers. These flies are driving me crazy, or this fly. The beat writers confirmed that they did have interest in some of the high end running backs. They just weren't able to, or weren't willing to go out there and spend the way the Kansas City Chiefs were, or the New Orleans Saints were. They don't have to really go out there and spend that way. I guess they kind of do if you go out there and get Jeremiah Love, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think all options are on the table for him. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion either way, but so far they don't have another running back on the roster, and I think that's really good for Cam Scatterbo. Also, if I would have had to guess,
They have two other
I
running
don't
backs
think
on the
they're
roster.
very high on Tyrone Tracy. I don't think the coaching staff is very high on him. That's just my feeling. And the reason I say that is because if they're bringing another running back in, he feels like the odd man out. And so if that was even vaguely the plan or the idea that they had at some point in the offseason, it feels like he's the guy that's going to be pushed out the door a little bit. So
we'll see. Devin Singletary, they brought back.
Well, I mean, he's playing for nothing.
Yeah, I know. Like, he took a pay cut to the league minimum, I think.
Yeah, he's making absolutely no money. I mean, comparatively, to what he was before. So
and that's as long as that doesn't happen, I'll be happy with this NFL draft.
What Jeremiah Love to the Giants?
You've said that for like a month.
That's all I care about. Just no love to the Giants. He can even go to the Redskins, and I won't care. I mean, the Commanders, and I won't care.
Just not
the Giants.
Yeah, so the Jets have 2 first-round picks in the 26th draft and 3 in the 27.
Okay. Now that makes sense.
All right, well, I'm pretty much out of people. Chad, anybody else you really want to bring up?
Let's see. I mean, really the big name running backs, right? Like Kenneth Walker, Travis Etienne, those guys, the big name free agents. Those are winners for me. I think both those landing spots are pretty cool landing spots. Even if it's just for the temporary value bumps where you can move them for insane values at this point if you held them through the offseason, or if you listen to the podcast and hear us scream at you for months and months and months to buy Kenneth Walker, and listen to Austin last offseason when he told you to buy Travis Etienne. So
that's right. Don't sell Etienne yet. It's going to keep going up.
No, I wouldn't sell him right now.
Yeah, he's still only RB18 on Keep Trade Cut currently.
Is that realistic though?
I don't know. He's considerably below. The guys above him are 400 points above him. And it's Kyron, Saquon, Chase Brown.
I mean, I would trade Kyron for him straight up.
Yep,
like
me too.
Easily.
Yeah.
I would trade Saquon straight up for him as well. Him and Chase Brown to me are very similar, but
I don't know, man. Saquon
I would take Chase Brown
have a year
over all those guys, to be honest.
I'll take Saquon. I'll take Saquon over any of those guys. He could really be about to have a year again.
Could be, or he could be a 29-year-old running back.
All of his offensive linemen are going to Columbia for millions of stem cells injections. It's going to be all fine.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's get to that.
Guess who the Eagles fan is? We're talking about offensive line stem cells.
He's done talked about broken backs, and now we're into stem cell research.
Well, I mean, that was kind of a big issue with him last year. Is there was nowhere for him to run. That offensive line did not perform well.
Well, those stem cells are going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting this season.
Yep, I agree. I got nothing else, actually. I got a million movies to talk about, though.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's all I did last weekend. So, yeah, my wife was away. I geeked out. I realized there was a bunch of Marvel stuff that I hadn't seen in the last year. But before we get to that, didn't Mike bring up Predator Badlands?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did either of you guys watch that?
Yeah, I watched it.
What did you think?
It's pretty good.
It wasn't as bad as Predator versus Alien, but
which one of those do you not like? Because some of those are really good.
Oh, I only saw one. I guess I didn't know they made more than one. So I guess
if you say you didn't like the original, then
that's about
adds
people.
To your bad taste of movies.
That movie is not even about aliens or predators. It's about the people.
AVP? That the one you're talking about? Alien vs. Predator?
I don't know. I think they're in like the Arctic or something. I don't
know. Nah, I don't know about that one.
It was probably the worst.
Either way, the fact
that Predator Badlands was not good. It was the storyline was more like an Avatar movie to me.
I thought it was pretty cool. It was different.
Work with the planet to beat them. And I mean, I did like how he had the little eel thing shooting
Yeah, that's
acid
pretty
at
cool.
people. That was cool.
I thought it was a
But
pretty good
otherwise-
movie. Like it was entertaining. It's not something that I'm going
I
to
mean,
go
it
and
was-
watch
it-
10 times, but
It was entertaining, and I made it all the way through it, so I guess it wasn't that bad. But as far as it wasn't as good as the last Alien movie. I mean, Predator movie that I watched, which was, I don't even know what it was, but it was like Native Americans involved. It's pretty
the
crazy.
real question is
Way
it
more intense.
better than your rewatch of Rush Hour?
Oh, Rush Hour.
Because you did rewatch it now.
I can tell you. No, I mean, I watched it. I had never made it through before. And I was drinking, so I'm not sure I made it all the way through the end. I didn't find your Snoopy scene, Chad. What was that?
That's
It's Rush Hour 2.
Okay.
Like I said, I think Rush Hour 2 is the best of the three.
I understand it's an entertaining movie. I'll leave it at that.
I mean, that's what movies are supposed to be.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's kind of why I watch like 90% of movies.
it's like, I would say it's entertaining if you're like, in a very light mood. Maybe if you've had, an adult piece of candy.
I've done none of that in the past many years, and I love it still.
Okay. Well, it's also nostalgia for you. Let's move on to some of the good movies that I saw. 3 Marvel movies that I missed. First of all, have you all seen Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah, pretty good.
I thought it was
okay.
very good. I thought by far the best Fantastic Four movie there's ever been.
Well, I mean, it didn't. It doesn't. The
Doesn't
bar
have a
was
lot. It's
really
not
low
really
for
good.
that one.
Speaking of,
I know,
good
but
movies.
finally, there's a good Fantastic Four movie. I thought.
I thought it was an okay movie. I mean,
it moves very quickly.
it felt like a
and-
movie. It felt like an extended movie trailer.
Kinda. Yeah, it doesn't get real deep into the plot. Like everything moves very, which I like. I've got a lot of movies to watch, so thank you for keeping it moving along. That was very nice of them.
Yeah, it's like imagine if you're watching a movie, but every next scene is like 3 months later. Like you're like, oh, you just have to be like, okay, yeah, that happened, I guess.
Did blink and they had all of these like power generator things built across the world. I couldn't figure out how that happened all of a sudden, but I just went with it. If you just go with it with that movie, you'll be all right.
No, it was a good movie. It was just very different. It was very interesting the way they shot that movie, or I guess the way they cut the movie rather.
Yeah, the way they cut it. And I guess I think they just want to introduce these characters in a non-offensive way into the universe so that they can use them in the next Avengers.
Yeah.
I assume.
Yeah.
So
I felt like they
go
maybe
ahead.
like took 2 movies and like condensed it into one or something. And like had to cut a lot of detail out.
They could have done Galactus better, but that's all right. Silver Surfer was female? I don't know if they're
Silver Surfer was. I thought
Silver
the Silver
was,
Surfer that I know from the comics is male.
Yeah. But I wonder if that's just a different Silver Surfer.
It could be. There's so many different,
Yeah. Yeah, because it's just the Galactus's herald, so it's whoever he chooses could be the Silver Surfer, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so also there was a Captain America movie that I hadn't seen.
Which
That was pretty good as well.
There's like
Just a
30
little
of them.
less memorable. The newest one.
Oh, the one with wings?
Yeah. Yeah, he flies around and then I guess he's training a new guy to be his sidekick or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen
It was interesting.
It was all right. I mean,
It wasn't
Harrison Ford as Red Hulk was not something I really needed to see in my lifetime. Like I don't want to see Han Solo turn into the Hulk. I really did. That part I was not. But the color of red reminded me of Mountain Dew Code Red, so that was pleasing.
Yeah, that's
One of my favorite one of my favorite sodas ever.
Growing up, that was one of my favorites.
I can't really drink it because it's got so much caffeine.
Yeah,
but it's delicious.
My issue's sugar, but yeah, same thing.
Yeah, and sugar.
Yeah, it's really it's really odd because I like the Sam Wilson comics, and I like Anthony Mackie. I really love him as an actor.
Yeah, he's good.
I don't really like this, like Captain America.
No,
I don't know.
You could see it. They made it very clear that it's a problem that he's not enhanced, that doesn't have any superpowers. It's a problem. Like, he's less good Iron Man. He's like,
well, he's definitely a lot less good than Iron Man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, he's like baby Iron Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, what's the point of you? Exactly.
Hey, Sam Wilson is he's all right in my book.
No, he's cool. He's cool. I'm just hoping that he gets he's going to need a super shot or something somewhere along the line.
I wish they gave him like a better introductory movie to where he didn't still feel like a sidekick. Like, I think that's what it is. Like, it feels like you're watching a movie about a sidekick. Whereas, like, if they had introduced him a little earlier as, like, a main character in the series, like, with the Avengers series and everything, I feel like we would, it would feel a little bit more real than it is.
Did you watch the series with him and the Winter Soldier?
Yeah. I mean, I watched some of it, but
it wasn't great. But it
wasn't that good.
It did sort of cement him as Captain America a bit. Yeah. Or I guess that's when he came out as Captain America, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. The Winter Soldier, that movie that they had with what's that team called?
Thunderbolts.
Yeah, the Thunderbolt movie. I thought that did really good for him because it kind of gave him his own little segment of the universe rather than just kind of an afterthought of the big one. Which I kind of liked. I like him as kind of the leader of the Thunderbolts rather than, Captain America light, just because Captain America died.
Did he die? Did he actually die, or did he just go away somewhere?
I don't know.
He went old. He got old and died, didn't he?
In this universe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you need to rewatch Avengers.
Yeah, probably. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's been since lockdown and COVID I've seen any of those.
Yeah. He chose to die.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah, I just think he's going to need a super shot to be relevant in the next Avengers. And then,
well, if Black Widow can be relevant, he can. I like her character, but she has zero superpowers.
There's only so many of those that we can have.
And he doesn't look like Scarlett Johansson, so
exactly
that makes it a little bit harder.
And then what was the last one? There was another one with.
Gosh, there's more?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine. Ugh. I finally watched. There's a lot going on in that movie.
So you like the Deadpool movies?
I do, yeah. You don't like them? So you don't like Deadpool?
I think they're all right. I like.
So you don't like Deadpool?
I like the first Deadpool movie a lot.
Because, that's Deadpool through and
that's
through.
Like probably the most true to comic.
He is.
That's the most true to comic movie. Yeah.
In the comics, that is who Deadpool is. He is that guy. And if, I get it. Either you like him or you don't. I've always loved him. I always thought he was hilarious. I like a guy that's going to talk while he cuts you up. And he is truly one of the baddest asses out there. What?
Nothing, man.
If he really, they do really, the song really exists.
Yeah.
You have to treat it that way. But yeah, as a movie, I thought it was like really all over the place. They really, really brought in a lot of cameos. I understand that was their thing, that they were bringing in all the 20th Century Fox Marvel characters that weren't allowed to be part of the MCU, but it was a lot.
Yeah, it's all right.
It was pretty cool to see Chris Evans, and he was like, "Oh yeah, Captain America, finally!" And then he's like, "Flame on!"
Oh yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah,
that was pretty cool. But otherwise, yeah, there was way too much to follow. I think he even said it in that movie that like all this multiverse stuff it really didn't hit, and it's enough already.
Yeah,
it's hurting my brain.
It's made me quit watching a lot of Marvel stuff, which really sucks because
you know what's a shame
from it.
The best thing about Marvel to me, and it had to do with the multiverse, was Loki, and I don't know why, like where that's gone or what they're doing with it.
I don't know.
That Loki show was amazing. It was so good.
Yeah, but it played out to such a to the very, 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 very end and end. You know what I mean?
What else could you have
there's
done?
nothing more that you can really do with it. They really played it out as far as they could. I mean, it was excellent. I agree, but I think they just need to move on from all of it.
They need to bring back Scarlet Witch, though. She needs to come from another multiverse and come back.
Oh, I expect a lot of them are going to come back. They're all too big stars still.
What's crazy is like, this is exactly what the comics are. It's just multiverse after multiverse after multiverse.
Well, in the comics, they can bring people back in so many different ways, time travel and multiverse and this and that. I mean, that's what Bishop's that's what his entire function in the X-Men was.
Yeah.
It was big people back and forth through time. All right, well, that's enough out of me. What about you guys?
Yeah, I agree.
Chad, go ahead.
How do you follow that up, man? I don't know. Watching Survivor season 3, and
nice.
you know it's in Africa, and there's like lions just running around their little camp made of brush, just growling at them and stuff. And I'm like, okay, so on the new Survivor, people can't go out swimming unless they have like a standby person to go save them, a member of the cast or a member of the production team, like in a boat ready to go rescue anybody that's in trouble. Survivor 3, season 3, they're just living out there with lions.
Oh, it was real back then.
It's so sanitized to what it used to be.
Yeah.
We watched season 1 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's so different now.
We're watching it in order, so it's
okay.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
God, they were so dirty and grubby back then. I mean, they're still, but I mean, it's like
it's different.
It's nowhere near. Yeah.
This is different.
Like
it's all
now
different
you can tell they shave and stuff like that. Like you can just see a difference now, whereas back then, like a month later, that person looked like they had zero hygiene for a month.
Now they give them less food, though. Like now,
that is
they
true.
they look skinnier. Like in the new generation of Survivor, they all look emaciated by the end.
I don't know about that, man. Like freaking Survivor season 1. What's his name?
They had rice.
Yeah, but the show is literally double the time. That's why they had to give him rice.
That's true. Yeah, I forgot about that.
It was like 45 days. Now it's like 22 days.
45, yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right. It was a lot longer.
Yeah, it's like they're out there for 45 days. I think they had like weighed in. I think it was season 1 or season 2. They had weighed people like at the towards the end of the show to tell them how much weight they lost, and one dude lost like 40 pounds.
Richard, yeah,
season
1 winner, but he lost 100 pounds before he even came on the show.
Yeah. But it's pretty wild. I was watching season 3 and then jumping to season 50 when the new episodes come out, and I was like, the one thing that kind of bothers me about season 50, celebrities aside, because that's really, really annoying to me, how they're making it a kind of a celebrity show, but the the show has become about Survivor experiences rather than a game about what people do when you put them into a certain environment and a certain ecosystem and how people react. Now it's just about like they sit around and talk about previous seasons of Survivor and just geek out about it. I'm like, this is not what this is supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it's all like the returning cast members and stuff, but it's just kind of annoying.
You get a lot of super fans that get on the show for being super fans now. So that they're definitely going to talk about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's night and day. The way it used to be. I'm definitely going to keep watching. I'm
going to keep watching.
We're going to watch 50, but we're going to keep watching the old seasons too.
Yeah.
It's the way it should be.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, the new seasons are like they start talking about how they've hung out with each other outside of the, in real life and everything, and they go and eat at each other's restaurants and stuff like that. And I'm like, who wants to watch this? Like, I don't want to watch, people that have
the purpose of Survivor.
Yeah.
Well, they always had the after show, like even in season 1.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like these people have real relationships outside of the show, and then they bring them back on the show, 10 years later, and they've known each other for 10, 15 years. And now they're on an island together playing a game. And I'm like, these guys all know each other. They're all friends. Like, I don't.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, that's not good. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's a social experiment.
That's my favorite part about it. Is
right.
People's decisions in tough situations.
Mm.
That's my favorite part of it.
I love watching people choke. And just do the exact wrong thing that they should do. Like, just so many times it feels like 5 minutes before they go to tribal council, someone will tell someone, "Hey, I have an idol." Why did you do that? That's all you had to do is not do that, and you were fine.
Yeah. You know what's crazy though is like if you take a step back and you think about like some of these people on the show and the amount of information that compared to what they know.
Yeah.
Like they know nothing about what's going on. Like know so much more than they do by the time they make a decision. Like everything feels stupid because
that is true.
They're all scheming behind each other's backs and telling each other, lies. And so nobody really knows what's happening, at least in the earlier seasons. Now everybody kind of expects it, but.
And all we're seeing is what the cameras show. There's a lot of conversations that we don't see at all.
Yeah, on purpose.
Yeah. I hear you. What about you, Austin? Anything good?
Only real thing of relevance for me is the college basketball tournament. Like last weekend, it was literally the only thing I watched from Thursday to Sunday. And now it's back on again. So it'll be another weekend of hopefully just all basketball.
Nice. I don't know. Duke's not looking that great.
Why? They're still playing.
Yeah. Play St. John's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
One by over 20. Yes, tomorrow at 7 Eastern. I mean, the one by over 20 last week, it's not too bad.
Yep.
And getting potentially both starters back this week. So
I think we're probably the heavy favorite to beat St. John's, but
it's like 6.5, which was a lot smaller than I would expect.
Really?
But I think the health is a big thing with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are really high on St. John's. Like all week, all I've heard from media was how St. John's can beat Duke and why they're going to beat them. And
I don't know about that.
They're literally one of the worst shooting teams in the country.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
And Duke has the best defense in the country. So like it's not a great matchup in my opinion, but they are really physical and they're really good on the glass. So when you play a team like that, anything can happen.
Yeah. Yeah, especially in a tournament setting.
Yes, sir. It just takes one game.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Right on. All right, guys. Anything else?
That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the front office. The lights are low, the boards are lit, and the Dynasty clock is ticking. From the heart of the startup draft to the championship throne, one crew rules the long game. Give it up for the undisputed architects of empire. Dynasty!